Hey everybody, so I'm just back today doing a general chat, but mostly kill team, but I was going to start off and just let everybody know that for those of you that were excited to see the next cabin for Muskets and Tomahawks, I'm sorry to say that I am postponing it, despite having bought that desk. I've got other modeling that I need to do, and I kind of have been taking... I guess I took since last May. I haven't went back and looked, but it's taken me really since last May to get this demo ready. And as many of you may have seen from my latest video that I did for the British regulars, I'm actually going to use the chateau for bolt action initially as sort of a stately house for Musket and Tomahawk, so this way I can get the demo going. I'm actually looking at just in the next week or two play testing before the demo with a friend of mine. I'll take some pictures of the play test board and just give you guys an update as to how that went, where we play test the rules. I've got to read the rules again, but yeah, I'm having to put Musket and Tomahawks aside as far as the modeling and painting for other things now, and I have a little bit of a stockpile of Musket and Tomahawk items that I want to come back to. I know that I'll actually be coming back to it fairly quick, because even over the Christmas break, after I'd finished the Canadians and then I did the Tannenberg Fusiliers for in Her Majesty's name, I was already itching to do more French and Indian War stuff. I'm kind of addicted to that, and so I have no doubt that I'll actually be back at it. So on to other things. Kill Team had a really cool game this weekend, and I lost. And it's good to be able to say that I had a cool game even though I lost. I've been really successful with my Eldar so far, and I call my prior list my Warp Dar, because it's basically a Warp Spider Exarch. I've showed it on the channel. I got a couple other Warp Spiders, and I've been really successful with that, and I've been really successful with my first list that was just Dire Avengers and more Warp Spiders. Warp Spiders are just great in Kill Team. I wanted to mix it up a bit to not only use different Eldar models, but also just come up with some different techniques. And I thought I was really smart, and I think I did come up with a good list, but it didn't work out for me. Part of it was a scenario, part of it was my execution. But basically, this guy... you can take a Warlock as your leader, and it's kind of cool because they get 2 wounds in Kill Team. Like, whoever your leader is, they generally get 2 wounds, and so it's even more of a more powerful Warlock. But you can also upgrade him to be a Death Speaker, which is basically the Kill Team version, in my mind, of a Spirit Seer. I kind of use those terms now interchangeably for that reason. The other thing that's really cool about Kill Team is that it brings you back, I think, to like 5th edition, where psychic powers aren't randomized. You get to choose your psychic power. Now, everybody in Kill Team is pretty much Mastery Level 1, because it's a small scale game, but you get to choose your psychic power, which is great. And so my plan is, because I get to choose my psychic power, and I wanted to try a list using Wraithguard. I thought they would be really good. Well, I took Protect, which basically, out of the 5 rounds, I think 3 of them, I got it off, which basically brings their 3+ armor save to a 2+, which is pretty good. I mean, and the scenario, initially I thought would be great, because it was basically, I think, called Hold the Ground. It's part of... the Heresy of Ruin scenarios, but it's basically the one where you pick an attacker and a defender. My friend won the roll-off, and he chose to be the attacker. So I thought, wow, like, I'm going to start, because you have to do two wings, or you have to have some in reserves and have a first sort of group of folks on the table as the defender. I thought, get those Wraithguard in there with the Death Speaker in the middle of them in your fortification, and just keep casting Protect, and like, yeah, just try to kill me, That's kind of what I thought, because you basically want to keep your models as surviving as the defender. Well, it initially actually went kind of good, like when the Marines were trying to, because I was going against a neglected dimension. I was going against Dark Angels this time, and initially the Marines were, popping shots in there with their bolters and just really not able to do anything. I kind of had my, for the most part, I had my Death Speaker covered by Wraithguard wall, and couldn't get anything in. But This shows how I haven't played 40k in a little while and just some of my inexperience again, but you know, he also brought a plasma cannon. And once the plasma cannon, because it's AP2, started shooting into the center, that's when I really should have adjusted and just spread out a bit, but I just sort of panicked and huddled, and I was blown pretty well apart and shaken quite a bit psychologically once that started happening. He also had a Terminator with a Cyclone missile launcher, which I was also able to do quite a bit. And also a couple times he did. One time I failed for the power to go off, and one time he did deny it. Most of the time I was pretty successful. Guardians were just so incremental in the last game. When I had warp spiders jumping around and harassing, and a warwalker harassing, the Guardians were just so successful. Not only was I getting good rolls, but I got them into the right places, and I just was making not as good decisions. They were spread out more. They were getting killed by Marines left and right, and so it was a learning experience. What I probably, in retrospect, should have did is had my Wraith Guard leave the fortification and actually pressure my opponent where they could have with some of those. With the Wraith Cannon. I think the only casualty my friend took was his, he had a biker, a Deathwing biker, fly into the center, into the fortification, and explode in dangerous terrain. So the only casualty he had was self-inflicted. I actually didn't kill anybody else, to my knowledge. And so I really got my butt handed to me. But in some ways, it was good because it was a learning experience, and two, I've been really successful. My friend really hasn't won in the last couple of games, and he won decidedly. Like, he made a lot of good decisions, he had a good list, and he took me out, and hat was off to him. So it's kind of good. Like, you know, I can leave happy that way. So this was a cool list. I am going to try this list again. I think I just need to strategically change it up a bit. In the way I employ it, but I do like the Wraith Guard with the guaranteed protect. So this is sort of like going back to 5th edition, where you can say, you know, Farseer with guaranteed doom, like I'm taking doom. You know, I can guarantee protect on these guys and make them even tougher. And Wraith Guard are already tough, so in Kill Team, I think that there is a use for that for sure. Other than that, you guys know I'm working now on my avatar, and so I've been working away. I've actually taken Idic Beer's advice, and I'm actually I have magnetized the spear. It's for transport purposes. I'll show that in an update on a separate video and talk about that. I did a little bit differently than he did because I didn't have magnets the perfect size, and I didn't really feel like placing an order for another batch of magnets, so I just did it differently. But other than that, not a whole lot else is going on, and I hope you guys had a good weekend. And for those of you that are in Canada today, and perhaps even out west, I'm not sure, maybe Justin can comment, but I think Family Day, I don't think it's actually all over the country. We have a holiday called Family Day, and so I'm off today. So catch you guys later. Take care.